Have you ever had a jinn come to you at night time and touch you? I'm going to tell you guys the story of my first ever encounter with a jinn. So back in about 2011, I wanted to go abroad and study. So I went to Egypt, and I first was staying at a brother's house in a separate room by myself, and this was in Alexandria, Scandiria. And while I was in this room, at night time, I was sleeping on the floor on like a little makeshift mattress. And while I was on the floor at night time, I could feel something slightly touching my leg. And I didn't make anything of it. I just kind of moved, wiggled around, and just went back to sleep. Then the next night, I felt the same thing, but it was a little bit more intense. I could feel it like slightly, it was as if it was sliding up the side of my leg, like slowly. Then the third night, I felt it literally touching my leg, coming up the side of my leg, and I could feel it even pulling my leg. And I would start reading Ayatul Kursi and it would go away. And this was happening every single night while I was here in Alexandria, while I was there in Alexandria. Then I thought to myself, this is scary, subhanAllah. And imagine this is my first ever encounter and I'm pretty young. Long story short, I went to Cairo about a week after. And while I was staying in Cairo, this time I'm staying with a bunch of bachelors, because the first brother, he was with his family. While I was with these brothers, I told them about the story. I said, listen, bro, there's a jinn that was coming to me at night time and it was sliding up the side of my leg. And even on the last night, I could see the jinn underneath the duvets moving. So you could see something physical moving underneath the duvet. And wallahi, I'm not making this stuff up just for the sake of it. I could literally see the duvet moving. And it became so regular that I would even try to attack it. So whenever I would see it, I would read Ayatul Kursi and I would try to attack it and it would disappear. So I became used to it. Then when I was in Cairo, I told the brothers about it and they got all excited, right? Because it's a story, right? Everyone's trying to act macho. They're like, okay, if it comes, tell us. I want to see it. I want to see if this is true. Then the first night in Cairo, what happens? Everyone goes to sleep. We're all in one room, right? Then I could literally feel it again. It followed me to Cairo, wherever this jinn was, and Allah knows best. It started to slide up the side of my leg again, and I could see underneath the duvet. And the brother that was next to me, I said, Yusuf, wake up, it's here. All I see, Yusuf, what does he do? He covers himself with the duvet even more, and he makes like a little noise. I'm like, this guy is so, like, he was acting all macho, but when it actually came down to it, he wasn't about it at all. Long story short, after about, I think, a few days, the next day, I flew out to go to Yemen. Then when I got to Yemen and I got to Damaj, yeah, that jinn had no chance. There must have been some student of knowledge, righteous jinns in Damaj that just said, nah, you know what? You don't come here and mess around. And the jinn just cut. And then, yeah, that was my first ever experience. So after that, it became like, I became a bit desensitized to jinns. Like, every time I see people with sihr done on them, or they're getting Quran done on them, I became just desensitized. And people were like, okay, are you not scared? Like, are you not worried? Like, when you see these things, I'm like, listen, I got thrown in the deep end right away at a young age, so I ain't scared of this. And then, yeah, there was many stories after that with multiple different people that, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ease their affairs. Some have cured, some have become better. Maybe that could be a story for another day, inshallah. But yeah, I thought I'd share that. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.